evolution, yet we kind of maintain the Simple Plan identity.
The record, when you hear it, is definitely really rock, and it's definitely still our style, and there's some songs that really don't have that influence.
A lot of it had to do with our desire to just maintain who we are and kind of just wanting to be Simple Plan. But it also had a bit to do with working with Dave Fortman.
Dave is a really, really cool guy, and I think that's how it really came about. We're just like looking for producers, and when we got around to talking to Dave, he just had such a cool vibe to him.
Hey man! Yeah!
It's just like a really nice, fun guy that we're like, all right, like he's made some amazing records.
With Evanescence, with Mudvayne, kind of heavier records, and he's really into like hearing us as a rock band.
I don't know, he's just a really cool rock guy, like, you know, great guitar sounds, you know, really cool ideas. Like, he was in a band before.
As soon as I heard that he was from Ugly Kid Joe, I think that was it, you know, he had the record. Bam. Here, go, do whatever you want.
Oh, camera shot, okay?
He was one of the guys that really seemed to get it.
Was so enthusiastic about making this album and about the demos that we had. We just knew he was the right guy to move forward with.
Because he was the one guy who was like, man, this mesh of sound is amazing.
We knew he could achieve what we wanted, you know, the record to sound like.
He's a serious guy as far as work is, but in general, he's a kind of a goofball.
Dave is a funny guy.
How's your movie coming along?
That guy can keep a straight face and tell you a complete lie like nobody else I've ever met.
Dave Fortman's a crazy motherfucker, man. That's the only way I can describe it. Like, this guy is out of his mind.
Likes to have fun, likes to party.
Come here, I want to show you something.
Like, he lights up a room, you know, he always talks about crazy things.
Party maniac that was like going out all the time and like really being more rock and roll than the whole band combined.
He's got a potty mouth, that guy.
You're always picking on me with this f***ing camera.
He's funny, he's from the South, he has this crazy accent.
First time seeing it anywhere on film. Oh, I'm ripped!
Beep, beep. Oh, dude.
You motherfucker! Just kidding, I didn't mean to call you a motherfucker.
I've heard things with him that I had never heard before. Let me tell you that.
The hand boning. That's what they do in Louisiana. They have a lot of time on their hands.
He's crazy, but in a good way.
He's crazy, but I love him. He's a great guy.
Even if we've been up till 4 in the morning the night before, he'll be focused, and I honestly think that he was, you know, he was one of the guys that got the best performance out of me, especially.
Awesome. 2 more.
It was one of the funnest times for me to track. When it was just me and him, you know, we would get pretty retarded, and it was funny. I think he's almost as funny as I am.
But as soon as we got into the studio, his desire was just to bring out everybody's, you know, ideas to the table and test them.
And I think he had a lot of confidence in our songs, so he didn't try to change everything just for the sake of changing.
But when it's time to change something, he stops you and makes you think about it.
It could be better. Just that one thing to extend whatever the lead focal point.
He really got the great performance out of everybody. The guitars sound great, the vocals sound great, the drums sound great. He just was able to nail everybody's parts.
We're 5 very strong personalities, and this guy kind of came in and made us work together in a very natural way.
And you really, really nailed it. Like, the record sounds gigantic, and we're really happy with it.
Nice.
The way that we approach it is that we don't put any boundaries. We can do whatever we want. Doesn't matter if we can't play it exactly the same live, we'll figure it out in the end.
We tried every sound that we wanted to hear.
I think you got to go in the studio and make the best record possible.
We kind of put all our ideas into a box.
The tissue box.
And then we picked one by chance, and that was what we went with now.
I think the whole recording process it went really smooth.
What I liked about this album is that people were really passionate.
Democracy kind of ruled. We just decided, you know, if most of us dig the idea, well, that's the one that's going to make it onto the record.
You're in? You're in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Subtle.
So it was really cool to have all the guys sort of come in and say, like, I like this, how about we do this like that?
Trying out all these little things made us grow as a band.
Using pianos, using strings, using keyboards, using guitars, and sitting there going like, what can we put here?
Lyrically, musically, part-wise.
I think we need a plexi tone.
Let's grab this guitar and plug it into this speaker and mic it through this mic and...
Driven Vox tone?
How to play the part so that it sounds a certain way.
Change certain things here and there.
Textural guitar leads.
Gigantic orchestra.
Or a cool texture on like second verses.
Atmospheric rhythm.
People probably expect us that we're in a room
playing all together, but we're not really doing that.
20 guitar parts.
All around a computer, and we're listening to the songs, and we're trying to sort of mimic real instruments. So we'll do a drum like da 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 da.
Every detail matters. If you don't have that attitude, then the record won't be as good.
There's so many little things that are going through this record.
Get it together, make it into a Simple Plan song.
We argue about everything.
I don't think it ever gets into arguments.
If you do it like this, it doesn't work.
That's how if you do it, that's how fast it is.
But in a friendly way.
At times it can be really frustrating.
Well, do whatever you want. You're the drummer.
Sometimes like a pick scrape or even like a chord becomes like the end of the world.
We're gonna put some delay on it, bitch.
It never was, wow, I hate this part, I like this one better, and now we ended up with the one that I hate.
People had strong opinions.
Like verse, chorus, verse, chorus.
It's like, this one's really good, I like this one, you know, like a little bit better.
Bridge, chorus, chorus, chorus.
Have the balls to say, you know what, I like this, we should do it like that.
I think it's really way better, and I beg you to please take a lot of time to listen to it.
You get really microscopic about everything.
But as the years go by, I think that everybody trusts each other a little more.
It's just a very creative and fun part of the album.
The End is definitely a step forward for us.
The first one that we wrote with Nate,
Kind of a really like half and half song. It's got a beat verse and a punk rock chorus.
It was clearly more R&B than rock.
It's got that club feel to it.
techno, dancey kind of intro.
They always say, that doesn't even sound like you.
But it needed to get the band element more.
The verses are very different for us. You know, it's got a low voice and a falsetto voice on top.
I think it's cool to be able to use your voice and morph it into different things.
That was one of the songs that we kind of worked on the most. I remember just like tweaking the intro for like 2 days.
But then you get to the chorus and it's a slap in the face, 100% Simple Plan.
Fast paced and intense.
It was a long process, so that one was very, very tricky.
You get to the bridge and you have the coolest,
Grandiose kind of strings bridge.
which we got to work with David Campbell. Another, I forgot to mention him earlier, David Campbell scored a lot of the movies that we all have seen and